Hello, I'm Dan Rather, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Just ahead, a CBS News exclusive. A Muslim charity hijacked by extremists is now recruiting insurgents to fight in Iraq. Also, signs of the times. See how the presidential race is pitting neighbor against neighbor. And from Florida to California to Japan, a look at October's wet and wild weather. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online Edition. In France today, an organization of French Muslims accused the government of abusing a controversial new law banning Muslim girls from wearing traditional headscarves to school. At least 7 were expelled from school this week. But France's struggle to come to terms with its large and still growing Muslim population has a more troubling side, including, as CBS's Richard Roth reports, a link to Islamic terrorism in Iraq.
For more than a decade, this Algerian man we'll call Mustafa has been living in France outside the law. An illegal immigrant and a disciple of hate.
One day we will take Jerusalem, and there won't be a single Jew left on earth.
War in Iraq's given him a new calling. As a follower of the Islamic movement called the Tabligh, he's been urging young Muslim men to leave France and fight.
We informed them that in a Muslim country there's an invasion. It's a cause. You have to go and combat the enemy and throw them out.
And you teach them to kill Americans, amongst other things?
Yes, of course, as the Americans were taught to torture the Iraqis in Abu Ghraib.
The Tabligh began as a peaceful Islamic missionary movement, but intelligence experts say it's been hijacked by militants. Now authorities in Europe worry there's a growing network of men like Mustafa finding natural cover in large Muslim communities and recruiting militants to fight in Iraq. In France, Chief Anti-Terror Judge Jean-Louis Bruguière has opened a criminal investigation. There's evidence French citizens are among the new recruits. But he says Iraq is fueling the ambition of militants all across the continent.
It looks like a black hole.
Iraq is a black hole for terrorists.
Yes, this specifically, yes.
Mustafa's kept his address secret from us, and to avoid arrest here, he agreed to be photographed only if he couldn't be identified. CBS News interviewed him through an intermediary. But he claims an underground network keeps terrorists in the pipeline, a military-style operation teaching the skills he learned in a camp in Afghanistan in the 1990s. Months before the war started, Mustafa says he moved to Iraq with other foreigners, getting ready for the invasion. He handled logistics, supplying false passports, and arranging travel for newcomers arriving through Algeria and Syria. He came back to France to enlist others.
Among the people you have brought to Iraq, have some committed suicide missions?
Excuse me, I cannot answer that question.
Would that be partially admitting it?
You understand that as you wish.
His claims about the Iraqi insurgency and some of its foreign support fit what Jeffrey White, a former analyst for the Defense Intelligence Agency, says is well established.
I think over time, especially since the fall, our understanding that resistance in all its elements, including the jihadi elements, is increasingly well organized, and they are probably capable of sending people in and out.
Mustafa doesn't claim that Iraqi resistance depends exclusively on foreigners, only that militants from as far away as Western Europe are still joining the insurgency.
Mister, all roads lead to Baghdad. You can get to Baghdad from anywhere.
And as long as Americans stay in Iraq, he warns, he'll find men to fight them. Richard Roth, CBS News, Paris.
A kind of turf battle has broken out all across America. Signs supporting one candidate or another are popping up on front lawns, pitting neighbor against neighbor. CBS's Aaron Moriarty has the inside story of this grassroots campaign.
In Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, a quiet, close-knit neighborhood is suddenly split by signs of the times.
One started and then a few more popped up and it went You know, Bush, Kerry, Bush, Kerry, bigger Bush, bigger Kerry.
Campaign signs on almost every doorstep make red versus blue a personal matter. It's not unusual for homeowners here, who are well educated and well informed, to have strong political opinions. What is new is that they're willing to put those opinions on display. How many of you have a sign in front of your house? Until now, discussing politics here was taboo.
We never really got into it because we get along so well.
But after a lone Kerry sign appeared, the race was on.
I was surrounded by Kerrys on all sides, back, front, on both sides, and I said, I've got to put my Bush sign up.
We just want to be counted.
Tom and Rosemary Jones countered the next-door neighbor's massive challenge with more signs of their own.
So my 3 will equal his 1.
We're on the corner, you see.
But keeping up with the Joneses is not the only motivation here.
I think September 11th changed everything. Apathy is gone from our hearts.
So far, it's a friendly competition, but these neighbors admit the signs reveal differences they didn't know existed.
How could there be this division?
Bush, you know where he stands, and I agree with where he stands as well.
I'm voting for the candidate who will make sure that we have more choices and more opportunities for more people.
To me, it's the safety of the country.
4 years later, am I better off than I was 4 years ago? No.
Still, they all say come Election Day, the red and blue will fade.
Come on, Ross, come on over.
We're going to gather on November 2nd and celebrate, if nothing else, our ability to have a say.
And the only thing heated in this neighborhood will be their annual gourmet dinner. Erin Moriarty, CBS News, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Don't blame El Nino. U.S. climate experts report the storm generating system that was farming in the Pacific Ocean is now going away. But that's small consolation in California, where sudden storms left mountain climbers in the Sierras lost in blinding snow.
Park rangers spent the day on search and rescue missions for more than a dozen hikers who went missing during the storm. If you look closely, you can see one climber dangling halfway up the 3,200-foot rock wall of Yosemite's El Capitan. Rescuers were also retrieving the bodies of 2 Japanese tourists who were trapped on the sheer mountain face without proper equipment when the deadly blizzard hit. In Florida, a tornado touched down near Port Canaveral. While it sent many sensible people running, one vacationer stayed and caught the perfectly formed funnel cloud on videotape. The twister blew apart power transformers and sent cars flying, but there were no serious injuries. In Japan, at least 60 are dead and over 200 injured after the worst typhoon in more than 20 years. Landslides set off by heavy rain destroyed countless homes. Japanese rescuers managed to save dozens of people stranded by floodwaters and are now searching through the destruction in hopes of finding more survivors.
More stories are just a click away. But don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Friday's broadcast, a consumer alert. That 2 or 3 day float you've been used to on your checking account will soon be a thing of the past. We'll give you the details. For CBSNews.com, I'm Dan Rather.